Hello everyone, welcome back to the Great Alaskan Journey. Today we will be doing a few things. One of them is planting our Mary Washington asparagus. And our friend gave us like a little, I guess like a garden bed before she left. And it's a decent size. How big do you think that is?
Like an 8x8.
Like an 8x8. So we're about to fill it up with dirt. We did learn some things at the Homestead Expo that we went to. And basically what the guy said was, you don't need to lay cardboard down, because if you put more than 6 inches of soil in there, it'll kill all the grass underneath it, because it'll get no light, nothing can get to it. So, and by putting the cardboard down, it interferes with the drainage, so it's actually not good for your garden bed. Another thing they told us what not to do is that what we see everyone doing it is they take branches and sticks and put it in there. And he said, once again, that's bad for drainage. It will take years and years and years for that to compost basically away. And he said, if you want to put wood in there, just burn the wood and take the ashes and sprinkle it into the garden, because that is beneficial for the garden. So right now we have to fill this up with soil, and then we can start planting our asparagus roots. So let's first fill it up. Well, the sun keeps going back and forth here. So now I don't need my sunglasses, but the next part that we are doing is adding mushroom compost to our asparagus bed. This is just gonna be all asparagus in here, just because it just spreads and we want it away from everything. And we have 20 crowns, and that's a lot. So we just figured create its own area. We will have to fence this area off so the moose don't step on it. This way. So we bought this mushroom compost, and then we started reading up on it, and there's certain plants that you cannot give it to because of something with the pH levels in the soil. Now we're able to finally use it because we found something that we can put it in with, because we read up on it, and hopefully it's correct that asparagus can have mushroom compost, because it said it pretty much can give any compost to asparagus. Isn't that right, Jacob?
That's correct.
You're doing a great job.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm here for moral support.
We gotta get it flat though.
Yeah. There. Well, the next part to this process of actually planting our asparagus crowns is you dig trenches, and in between the trenches you put the crown on top so the roots kind of fall down, and that way you make sure there's all the soil underneath the roots and there's no air trapped in there. And we're not burying the crowns very far. We need to keep them pretty close to the surface still.
I'm like one of those sand things.
Like the Zen.
Yeah, look how zen we are out here. Look at my zen circle.
You're getting some of the weeds. So I kind of forgot to show you our asparagus roots. So these are the asparagus roots, and this is the top part of the crown where the asparagus grows. So we do have to Oh, there's 2 of them right there. We got even more.
Yeah.
So I think they look kind of alienish and weird. Oh, there's a 3rd one in there. It's the gift that keeps on giving, apparently. We have a lot, and it's going to take up this whole entire bed, but then we will have tons of asparagus. We have now planted our asparagus in our little own patch over here next to the greenhouse. Hopefully they survive and we didn't mess them up. We tried our best and we have to wait for time to tell. So we have another project that we're gonna do. We gotta work our way over there, and it's gonna be our apple trees. We have to feed them. We got this apple tree fertilizer and we just gotta put it down for the trees. So we are about to feed our apple trees this fertilizer. You start at the drip line, you work your way out. We have to remove all the grass that's around the tree because around the drip line is where you actually start putting the fertilizer down due to the roots in the ground. So let's remove the grass first and then dig in a little bit so we can put the fertilizer in.
Okay.
So now that I've dug around the tree, just gotta add my fertilizer. This is really tough. Ow. Ooh, worm
Yeah, I found some too.
for the garden. Let me go toss them in the garden. We love finding worms to put in our garden. Woo. Okay, so I have 2 more trees to do, and then we're gonna water it all. Okay. Next is watering them. Right now, Jacob is taking some fencing and creating better guard for our cherry trees. Not cherry trees, they are cherry bushes that got eaten down by a moose. I forgot to put the fencing back on them when I was doing something. And of course, that's the day that 2 moose come by and munch them down to bits. But they are showing signs of life, thank goodness. It's just going to be a really long time before we get anything from them now. Oh well, that's life. Here today, we are going to be dealing with our garden. Hopefully some of these and those and those. We're gonna get some of them out in the garden soon. The ones that can withstand the colder temperatures, a lot of it is like beets, cabbage, broccoli, peas. We're gonna plant peas today. We already planted radishes in the garden, and also we planted our onions. So we're doing all that today. We're gonna be planting quite a few of them, not the tomatoes and stuff that goes really in the greenhouse. It's just still getting too cold. It's still hitting like the low 30s. So we just think, not yet. So after we do our garden, then we plan on doing our chicken coop fence, so we can at least keep them in an area. We've been letting them be free range for a while, but unfortunately, they're kind of free ranging too far, and we're just not comfortable with it, and we're afraid of like all the eagles. So we're gonna be putting the fencing around in the back of their chicken coop and on the side, so they have lots of room still, but we need to keep them in a contained area because we worry a lot of times about eagles. We are only letting them out now when we're outside, and even then it's hard to keep track of them. So after all that being said, we went to the store today and we bought some fencing. Now we know most people would say that is the incorrect type of fencing because it's kind of like the bigger hole. Here, I'll show you this way, one second. So this is the fencing that we got. This is 4 foot tall and 100 feet long. And then we also got 2 of these, I think, 3 foot and 50 feet long. We're gonna kind of put this one on top of this one to let it be about 6 feet tall. We're gonna go about a foot under to kind of fence the perimeter a little bit. We know these aren't the exact specifications that someone would recommend while owning chickens and building their run, but unfortunately that's what we have to work with for right now. Later on, we'll probably put some chicken wire on top of this fence so we feel a little bit more comfortable. And then we're gonna put netting across the whole area so no eagles can get in there. At least we hope that it will not let eagles in by putting the netting up. Sorry about all the noise right now. Jacob is doing a project. We have this china cabinet out here, and I said it looked too grandma-ish. Like I wanted something new and fresh. So he primed it up. He primed it. And now we are, I think he has a color, yeah, right on it. And we actually really love it. We're gonna do a frame. I think it's called Midnight Blue. And the doors will be a red cherry mocha. And it'll kind of give it a pop a little bit. And we're hoping it looks really good. We got samples, we tested it, we thought it looked good. And now we're gonna see if it will. But that's for later on. He's working on that. And I'm working on picking on the weeds out of the garden right now. Once we're done with that, we'll get back to you. So for a side note, we started to brew our own wine. So we've started this wine. It's a birch sap wine. We tapped a birch tree. We got the sap from it, which is more like water. Really, it's kind of like a sweeter water. And we added some grape concentrate to it. And we did this about a month ago. And it's starting to do better. I bought all the materials that you need to brew this wine. And there it is right here. And it's starting to become more clear. It was very cloudy before, and I don't know if you can see or not, there's a whole bunch of sediment at the bottom. And we have our airlock on top. It's kind of a fun experience. I mean, it doesn't take much effort, really. I had to learn how to actually see how much alcohol content is in it at the finished product. So I got a hydrometer for that. And the lady at the kind of like the homebrew store, she told us how to use it and the common mistakes on figuring out your alcohol content in your wine. But we got that going. And I want to do a beer next. I have a whole kit for brewing the beer. I got all the yeast. That's my next thing. I also have the barley and hops and yeast for it. So that's going to take a little bit of time. I want to do it here probably tomorrow. It's my birthday. I don't know exactly what we're going to do. Maybe we'll go on a drive, probably going to Anchorage. I want to go to a certain restaurant. They're very well known for their pizzas. I think they rank 5 in the country, something like that. So who knows? But next goal is homebrew beer. So that was just a little side note for you. And we started our own sourdough. And let's see if we can check out the sourdough. It hasn't been fed yet. So that's our little sourdough guy right there. I do have to feed him soon. Like I said, we already have a loaf being made, and we have it. Let's see if I can check it out. And that's in the final stages of being made. Another like 5 hours, and then I will bake it. I don't know how, but this one certain recipe that I use makes it like extra tangy, and it's so good when it's extra tangy. I mean, that's the point of sourdough, isn't it? I mean, if it's not like extra tangy or sour or any of that, is it really sourdough? That's why I never like buying sourdough from the grocery stores. To each their own, but we will be making that, and it comes out fantastic. And actual cooking is really quick. I did not know that about sourdough. We've been making sourdoughs for about a month now. We went to, I know I've mentioned this many times, we went to a homesteading expo, and they taught me a few things that I was doing wrong with our sourdough. Now I got it right. Now it comes out fantastic, and cannot wait to keep making them. It's so much better than anything we've ever bought. Okay, let's go back outside. So while Jacob is still painting that, I have another side note. I guess this video is just gonna be a whole bunch of side notes. But I was wondering, we go thrift shopping a lot here. It's the best way to get all different sorts of random stuff, and you can DIY them and everything like that. But one thing we want to know is, would you like to see our hauls, what we buy from our thrift stores here in Alaska? There are some really cool things you can buy. We want to go to some garage sales. Garage sales is where you get a lot of good stuff. But we are thinking about releasing some of our thrifting videos. So let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much. And let's get back to our regular program. So we've placed all our plants out that we can right now, and we've placed them in their spots, and now we just got to put them in the ground. Pretty simple. We're giving everything a lot more space this year. That's been one of our problems. We just don't give things enough space. You may notice during this video, my jacket goes on and off throughout the whole entire thing. When the sun goes away, it gets so cold, but when the sun is out, it is hot. So you just kind of have to work with what you got. Also, we do have our soaker hose system put in, and we've done it really well this year. We have this side. Also, you can see the soaker hose over there. This one, and we didn't do one over there. We need to go out and buy another set of soaker hose, probably, I don't know, 100 feet or so, because you got to do it like up and down 3 times at least, and we think that's pretty good. This one we actually did 4 times, so it'll make it much easier to water everything. All you gotta do is turn on a hose, and then it just waters everything for you. So we have planted everything we think would survive our colder nights right now, and Jacob is now watering them. We are going to plant the peas and carrots next. Those ones you just do straight into the soil, just because you can't really transfer them. They don't like that. And it doesn't take that long to grow those, especially peas. Peas do like it colder, so they do really well in the cold, that we've learned from the past couple of years. So that's what we're gonna do right now, is go ahead and plant that. First, I'm gonna let Jacob finish watering. Jacob was really excited to get on the lawnmower. Where is he? Come here, Jacob. Where are you? I bet he's coming around soon. There he is. He was so excited to get on the lawnmower and mow the lawn. I just have to plant the peas and carrots. I'm just trying to figure out, because I want to, for this year, plant the peas and do like a tunnel with some wired fencing that we have, very lightweight, and just create a little cute tunnel. I'm just trying to plan it out because it's gonna cast a shadow. I don't think it's much of an issue because of how much sunlight we do get. I just need to make sure it doesn't cause too much of disruption to the garden. So I'm trying to plan it out, and it's so annoying because I overthink things. Grass is flying, dust is flying everywhere right now. And I know my allergies are gonna go crazy here in a little bit, but it's all part of it. I expected it when spring came. So let's get back to figuring out what I'm gonna do with these peas, because they grow a lot. We'll be right back. While Jacob is finishing up painting the cabinets, we are just about to start planting some of the seeds into the ground, like the peas. One second. Bringing the seeds out here have to be way more dramatic. Cue the music. Okay, now that we did that, we are gonna go and plant some of these seeds straight into the ground. Some of them that you do that with are peas, carrots. We already did radishes a couple weeks ago. I think there's a few more we just plant straight into the ground, and that's what we're gonna do next. Okay, so I feel like I am getting somewhere with this. It's not 100% complete yet, but I think I got it. That's all I can say at this point. Mosquito. Anywho, so I'm gonna put one other those garden green poles on the other side, and hopefully that can keep it flat or standing straight up. And then I'm going to use one of the posts just for a place for the fence to rest on and create at least a half tunnel. I tried creating a tunnel with it, and we just don't have a long enough fence piece to do it. So I'm just going to have to work with that. That's it. So let me just finish this really quick. I can tie the fencing to the metal stake, and hopefully that'll kind of help shape it. So I think I did it. I don't know if it's like the best, but we can definitely have our peas grow quite a bit up this, and it'll create a little cute half tunnel. Let's go through it. Hopefully it'll look a lot better once things start growing on it. It reminds me, I need to plant peas. We are doing these Denali Seed Company. We are doing their snow peas. So I don't think we soaked them in water last year. It does say to do that on the envelope. I don't know. We planted them directly into the ground last year. I think we can do it again this year. This is skilled planting. So I've planted about 20 of these peas. I still have a huge bag left. So I decided to come over to my planters that are right next to the fence. Let's see, that one too. And I just put them in there, let them grow up the fence. If they block too much sunlight, which I don't think they will, then we'll just chop them down, but why not? So the next thing we're gonna do is plant our carrots. What kind of carrots are you doing?
Colorful carrots.
Next, we are planting parsnips next to our carrots. We've never have had parsnip. I've seen it in MasterChef a whole bunch, and that's about it. Never tasted it, but we are going to grow it because we have a garden and we can do it. And that's pretty much the only reason we need to do this. And the last thing we're gonna plant are the traditional orange carrots, because we did the rainbow, then we did parsnips. Now we're doing, they're called little fingers, and they're just orange carrots. So that's about it for planting everything today. And since we had a dramatic entrance, we might as well do a dramatic exit.
Ending the night. It's about 8 o'clock, and we have finished doing most of the things we wanted to get done today. And the last thing we did was put up our new Alaska state flag that we've had for a long time. We just haven't put it up. And now it's next to its partner, America. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching our video, and give us a thumbs up, and we will see you next time. And please subscribe.